Let's continue with the security plus exercise that has been given in the Comptia portal. This is a structured plan. Let me take you through the lesson one, summarize fundamental security concepts and its exercise questions. Okay, now you could see that the time total time wait is 1 hour 21 minutes. This question, I think, let's go through it. After a company hires a chief information security officer (CISO), the chief executive officer requests the CISO to hire a staff for the new team. The purview of the team will be for monitoring and protecting critical information assets throughout the company. So, which team describes the location of the new team within the structure? So, the answer is SOC. A SOC stands for Security Operations Center. Is the team responsible for security related activities within a company? A Network Operations Center (NOC) is the team responsible for network and server infrastructure related activities inside a company. A help desk or level 1 support team handles a company's first line of ticket resolution. Depending on the company size, they may also do some SOC or NOC related activities. A managed service provider (MSP) is an outsourced information technology organization that handles some or all IT activities for a company, SOC, NOC, and help desk. Okay, let's move on to the next question. An information technology manager conducted an audit of company's support ticket. The manager noticed a trend with the tickets where a majority were for new computer setups. What security control function would the manager's implementation of a new standard operating procedure have? Yeah, IT manager conduct an audit of a company's support ticket, and he noticed a trend with the tickets that has been majorly going on the new computer setup. So what security control function would the manager's implementation of a new standard operating procedures have? It's compensating, deterrent, directive, or corrective. So let's go with an approach of corrective. Let's see. Oops, it's incorrect. Okay, let's see the answer. It's a directive control. Enforces a rule of behavior such as policy, best practice, standard, or standard operating procedure (SOP). Standard operating procedure. Compensating controls or a substitute for a principal control as recommended by a security standard and afford the same level of protection. However, they use a different methodology or technology. Deterrent control may not physically or logically prevent access, but they psychologically discourage an attacker from attempting an intrusion. Deterrent control include signs and warnings of legal penalties against trespass or intrusion. So, since this is a ticket which has been created within the company organization, where majority is related to the new computer setups, so the control measures, security control measures that has been proposed here is directive, which means that it enforces a rule of behavior such as policy, best practice, standard, or standard operating procedure that can help the number of tickets to be reduced in the upcoming new computer setups. So remind that directive is the correct answer here. Directive control enforces. Okay, let's move on to next one. A medium-sized mechanical engineering firm wants to better define the account creation process during the onboarding of new hires. It is looking to ensure that the new hires have the right programs, file permissions, and security controls completed ahead of time through automation. What modern access control implementation would help the company's account creation process? Either it's IAM, LDAP, CISO, or CTO. So most of the time, if you can see LDAP, which will be created on the account on the Active Directory, which would help them to have a modern access control implementation that would help a company's account creation process. So let's go with the B, LDAP. Oops. Oh, the answer is A, IAM. IAM stands for Identity and Access Management System. The company would want to implement an IAM system to ensure proper creation of accounts and their associated permissions. LDAP would be one portion of a complete IAM system. Okay. Additionally, LDAP may not apply depending on the infrastructure chosen. Okay, LDAP is irrespective of the infrastructure chosen, whereas the company typically implements modern access control as an identity and access management system. The company would want to implement an IAM system to ensure proper creation of accounts and their associated permissions. So in order to create an account creation for the new users, then I think we need to stick to the answer called IAM, whereas LDAP is would be a portion of the complete IAM. So it is just a portion of it, but it is not for completely responsible for entire permission allocation and user creation process. So it's strict to IAM. CISO is the title of the persons responsible exactly and for the management of security teams or departments within a company. So CTO, Chief Technological Officer, is similar to CIO, but focuses on the company's technology product rather than products that company uses. Okay, let's keep in mind that IAM is a complete responsible for proper creation of accounts and their associated permissions. Okay, let's move ahead. After a server outage due to a security breach, a company has taken several steps to recover from an incident. They have restored critical data from the latest backups and applied urgent security patches to address the exploited vulnerabilities. Good. The security team has updated the incident response plan to incorporate lessons learned from the breach. What category of security control function type best describes the function of this recent implementation? Choices are corrective, preventive, detective, operational. So, corrective, preventive, detective, or operational. So, I would say that I think since there is an server attack, after a server's outage due to a security breach, it could come as an it could come as a category of operational, or I think they have prepared the lessons learned. So they have prepared the lessons learned from the breach. So this could go as an the attack is happened on the operational infrastructure, whereas they have created the lessons learned. So they need to see which functional type best describes the function of these recent implementations. What category of security control function type best describes the function to these recent implementations? So preventive, let's say detective, corrective if we select. Let's see. Good. Corrective controls eliminate or reduce the impact of a security policy violation. Reduce the impact of the security policy violation. A corrective control occurs after an attack. In this scenario, these actions aim to directly address the damage caused by the outage and improve the recovery process. Preventive control eliminates or reduces the likelihood that an attack can succeed. The company implements this control to avert a potential incident from occurring. Detective control may not prevent or deter, but will identify and record an attempted or successful intrusion. A security camera would be of detective control. Operational control involves people such as hiring security guards and performing train programs. Okay, let's move on. An engineer for a small company is trying to explain the importance of security to the company's owner. Engineer of a small company is trying to explain the importance of security to the company's owner. The owner feels the company does not need permission added to the shared drive containing highly sensitive information. What security concepts means that the information can only be read by people who have been explicitly authorized to access it. So this is more of an availability issues. What security concept means the information can only be read by people who have been explicitly authorized to access it. Confidentiality, integrity, tampering of the information come as integrity. Availability is who can able to access it. Let's see this. With confidentiality, integrity, and availability, also known as confidentiality means that only people with explicit authorization to access the information can read. This type of authority involves setting permission for files and folders. It refers to storing and transferring data as intended and authorized. Refers to readily accessible to those who authorized to view or modify it. Let me check this question quickly. But I feel this is supposed to be an let me check it out the Google in the meantime. Let's have these answers available. Answer the following. Confidentiality ensures the information is only accessible to individuals who have been explicitly authorized to access it. Adding permissions to the shared drive would enforce confidentiality by restricting access to highly sensitive information. Confidentially is the answer is availability. Since the owner is questioning the need for permission, who can read the data, the security concept in question is confidentiality. Okay, this is nice. Let me take a look, and then probably I'll just have it here. Okay, so what I would do is just quickly create. So the answer for this is confidentiality. Since the security control here, what we are talking about is provided given the shared drive containing highly sensitive information, which security concept means the information can only read by people who have been explicitly authorized to access it. They had already given the access to them, and in such a way that they can able to read only if they have proper confidentiality. Meaning, if it is encrypted, they can only able to read it out. Okay, here can only be read by people who have been explicitly authorized to access it. Okay. Availability refers to the information that is readily accessible to those authorized to view or modify it. Okay, let's move on. A newly hired CISO met with the HR department to discuss how to better manage the company's access to sensitive information. How to better manage the company's access to sensitive information. In what way does this meeting fall under the responsibility of the new CISO? Monitoring audit logs, reviewing user permission, documenting access control, managing security related incident response. So the question here is how to better manage the company's access to sensitive information. So basically documenting access control. This is the right way. Answer is B. I was just coupling with reviewing user permissions or documenting access control. Working with human resource to ensure proper user permission for the given role falls under the security aspect of the CISO. First, they should set up the documenting access control, and then they should also ensure that which user is allowed to access the sensitive information. Okay. Um, agree to the fact to a certain extent that that it is supposed to be the reviewing user permission than creating an either monitoring the audit log or reviewing user permission. Sorry, user permission is correct. Documenting first they would have done it, and then later they would have done and managing security related incident response. This comes after the incident happened post exploitation. But the question here is for the which is a better active step than post exploitation or something. Okay. Hmm. Okay, let's move on. What what component of modern access control determines what rights a user should have on each resource? Authentication, authorization, identification, accounting. What component of a modern access control area, which we mentioned, it is about IAM, determines what rights a user should have on each resource. On each of the resource, either it should have authentication is in general, and authorization is who can access it. Identification generally, what rights a user should have on each resource. It's accounting ups authorization. Okay, certain answers are more than expected. I was looking way beyond, but the answers comes straightforward. Nevertheless, hope the people would be able to ingest it. So authorization refers to determining what rights users should have on each resource and enforcing those results. Okay, so let me copy this. Let me create a. I think I have some study plan. It's called Affine. Affine. I have it locally. Okay, let me open this main time. This looks good. Affine is an easy way that you can able to create an notes for all your learnings. I would say this untitled is lesson 1, and the questions which I will mention here. Okay, oops, it comes out to be something in a different format. Fine. So what I would mention is the answers so that the people can be able to refer later point of time. CT and then the explanation for it. So that let me create it as bold for the answers. And yeah, let's go forward. Continue. After recent, okay. After a recent server outage, the company discovered an employee accidentally unplugged the power cable from the server hosted in the unsecured closet. What security control did the company lack that led to the server outage? So physical. So basically, most of the time, I think there should be physical restrictions who can access it. Otherwise, things can go completely damage as this causes severe issue for the user. Let's go back quickly and then confirm. Operational. Physical control such as alarms, gateway, clocks, lightning, and security cameras deter and detect access to premise. Managerial controls provide outsides of the information system. Technical controls. Operational control involves people such as hiring security guards and performing training programs. So let me know to the answer first. We'll discuss it in some time. Okay, I think I have not copied it. So, As I have only five few minutes left. Oops, put it as I would know. It's not a knitting. I will just mention it as text. Okay, this goes good. So now we'll make it three. Okay, continue. After restoring a file from a backup, the owner of the small company wants to better understanding the purpose of permissions. A particular situation occurred, and even though there are permissions on the shared drive, why does the company still not know who deleted the file? The engineer explained that enabling file auditing would help pinpoint all changes to be shared drive and who made them. How would this help prevent the lack of knowing who changed all the files? Non-repetition means a person cannot deny doing something, such as modifying, creating, or sending a source. Okay, so this is turned out to be correct. Okay, let me put it as a text. It's nice. Okay, good. And then it gets aligned properly. Let me. I'm unable to copy it. Now let me paste it. Okay, this comes out really good. Put it as bullet points. It's fine. Okay, now let's move forth. Questions. After implementing National Institute of Standards and Technology (NIST) cybersecurity framework, the CISO (Chief Information Security Officer) is assessing the company's security posture to identify deficiencies from the framework's recommendation. He is identifying deficiencies from the framework recommendation. What process can the CISO run to get a better sense of what the company needs to improve upon? Implement business continuity plan, penetration test, implement disaster recovery plan, gap analysis. He has found is assessing the company security posture to identify some deficiencies. What process can the CISO run to get a better sense of what the company needs to improve upon? Okay. So you can do one thing, you can do penetration test to understand deficiencies from the security posture that can help us to reveal if there are any openings in that. Let's see. Oops, gap analysis. CISO would be preparing a gap analysis report. Could be because of out of these, no, implement disaster recovery. Okay, I might see. No, something wrong. I am not sure why does this comes. Okay, we have A, B, C. Just mention it as a text. So the answer is D here, and then answer is non-repetition here. The answer here is operational here. Okay, and the answer is B here. Okay, so CISO would be preparing the gap analysis, which means the answer is D here. Okay, in this case. Okay, let me mark it as D. Okay, done. Okay, move on. An IT department is growing to a size where there is a need for a new group to manage security. The CEO wants to hire a new executive officer for the role and split it into its own department separate from the IT department. The CEO should hire for which position? Chief Information Officer, Chief Technical Officer, CEO, CISO. Who should Chief Information Security Officer? Let's go with CISO. IT department is growing to a size where there is a need for a new group to manage security. Then it makes sense. Yeah. IT team is growing to a size where there is a need for a new group to manage security. When it comes to security, you will be the chief information security officer. Okay. Okay, this has come out well. So after fourth and this is fifth. Okay, let me put this as text. This is only text. The answers are below. Okay, let's move on. Continue. Oh my god. Okay, done. Thanks. See you in the next video. Bye.